What is going on, everyone? Welcome to a stream Thursday night. Still haven't got a good name for it. We've called it FPL Tips for Game Week 4. We'll come up with a good name at some point, but we're going into Game Week 4 of FPL, of course. A bit of news on Martial to talk through, but also wanted to quickly say thanks to everyone that has subscribed. We just hit 50,000 subscribers this week. I think it was 2 days ago, something like that. So it's a pretty cool milestone to hit, and I wanted to say thanks. I didn't want to do a separate video on it because, I don't know, it feels like an FPL channel is not that kind of channel that would do a 50k video, but I thought I'd talk about it at the start of the stream. Then Donka just scored. That is great. Shame that isn't in the Premier League, but you never know. But yeah, generally didn't think we'd get here when I started streaming on a Saturday night where I basically wanted to stream games but couldn't, so I thought I'd stream and talk about FPL instead. And obviously it's grown a lot since there, so thanks to everyone that subscribed, watched, liked, all that good stuff, I guess. And I remember chatting on about 25k last year and saying 50k wouldn't happen, and who knows now, I guess 100k maybe one day, probably a few years off that, but yeah, very cool. I guess we should get into the stream. Stream is sponsored as always by fantasyfootballscout.co.uk, so I'm going to play their video and then we'll get talking about the week ahead and look at my team and any questions you've got. I'm sure we're going to talk about Martial just a little bit. So thanks very much to fantasyfootballscout.co.uk for sponsoring the stream. If you want to check them out, if you haven't checked out the members area, I would highly recommend it. Loads of good stuff. That's what I use. Click the link in the description below. Okay, so what have we got today? Martial has been confirmed out. I don't know why, the mic sounds very loud. Let me know if it's no good. Sounds a bit loud to me. Maybe it's a bit close, I don't know. Yeah, Martial has been confirmed out, so we'll talk about that. Have I been invited? No. Another drunken stream. Hey, look, I'm going to be having a few beers on Saturday. You never know. For each 10,000 subs, you lost £10. It's more like £20 for every 10,000 subs. Yeah, so there's 3 polls tonight, only 3. If you want to click in the little eye in the top right-hand corner, there's whoever your captain is for Game Week 4, best Martial, or what to do with Martial, because one thing we don't have, there'll be a press conference with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tomorrow. We don't have the length of time that Martial is going to be out. It just says, unless I've missed something, which is quite possible, it just says he's not going to make this weekend. So if he's only going to miss this weekend, there is an argument to hold on to him. So what to do with Martial and who's the better option going forward, Halep or Barnes? Quite a few people I think are deciding between those two. Obviously Halep has the better fixture this week, but Barnes maybe a little bit better after that, and potentially slightly better form, but we're only really looking at a couple of game weeks, so it's hard to say that. In terms of my particular team, for anyone that hasn't watched the videos during the week, I did make another early transfer. So I transferred in Ashley Barnes on Sunday. So I was chatting about it on stream basically, and I kind of, when I've made the decision to make a transfer, I've made it early and not really tried to talk myself out of it too much. And I think there's a lot of good reasons to go for Barnes. The fact that he's playing Liverpool this week, not great, I'll admit, especially with double Liverpool defence in my team. But I just didn't want to miss a price rise, of which I don't think there has been one. And I don't think King's gone down in price, so I didn't need to make the early transfer. And I think going forward, I would try and limit the amount of early transfers that I make now. But yeah, Barnes is in, so that's my team. Sterling 100% captain, so nothing's going to change for my team. A lot of people asking about Mason Mount. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. My assumption is Yeah, King's gone down, but I don't think he's gone down again. I'd already lost 0.1. So he was 6.4. Yeah, it was 6.4 though. He went down the week before basically. So he was already 6.4. I was wondering if he was going to go down again. So we'll see. But yeah, Barnes is in. What was I talking about? Mason Mount. I don't know. My gut feeling is he's going to be fine because it was kind of an impact injury. He didn't kind of pull up out of nowhere. He got kicked, and it was a calf. It wasn't a strain basically. But I'm not a doctor or a physio or whatever kind of position needs to state what's going to happen. And we'll probably find out in press conference tomorrow with Lampard. I don't think Chelsea's was today. Hopefully I haven't missed that. I feel like I've not really looked at any of the news today. Sources in Finland. Do you need sources in Norwich instead? If you have big balls, you'll start Greenwood. There's no one in my team. I want to bend. Well, I could play 3-4-3, I suppose. Maybe. But I think I want to play all the players I've got. Unless Solskjaer says that Greenwood's going to start or has a chance to start, I probably won't. I probably won't start Greenwood. I'm not even sure if I want him first sub, to be honest. Because obviously people are saying we sold Sanchez, Martial is injured, so Greenwood's definitely going to start. But that's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. So I'd want to hear something from Solskjaer before I start him. Otherwise, yeah, like I'm super happy with my team. Because I'm so happy with my team, I'm also super worried about my team because I don't know, because it's just one of those pessimistic thoughts. So when you're happy with your team, you expect the worst to happen. But yeah, I'm super happy with it. I've got triple Liverpool. I still think that's okay for 2 more weeks, and then I'll reassess the defence. If they don't get a clean sheet against Burnley, obviously I'm hoping it's Barnes that scores, and I'm hoping for some attacking returns. If not, they've got to get a clean sheet against Newcastle. If they don't get one against Burnley and Newcastle, I would admit defeat and get rid of at least one of them, maybe both. Triple Man City looking good, Mount, and then basically I've got all the other players that people are looking at getting. I don't think I own anyone much under 10% though, but I'm not really bothered about that this far out. What did I make of Luke's wildcard team? I don't know. I did see it. I can't remember what it was. But I don't know what his original team was. I think he's still ahead of me. Only 54 points. I mean, it seemed fine. I mean, Moise Kean was a risk that I wouldn't have done. And obviously he low scored because he had Mane instead of Salah. I mean, it'll be a few weeks till we know whether that was a good move or not. The wildcard team was fine, but I don't think his previous team was much worse, was it? No. Yeah, there was no need to wildcard that, to be honest. I don't think. But I think he kind of said the same, right? Anyway, yeah, the best Martial replacement is interesting. Like, if he's only going to be out for a week, there's a potential argument to keep him. But you are probably going to lose some money on him. You've got the international break. There could be more stuff that goes wrong. Especially if you've got your wild card, I'd probably be tempted to ship. A lot of people are looking at Mason Mount. And I do like him. I've got him in my team. He's creating chances, getting into the box, shooting well, getting good chances too. But after Sheffield United, Chelsea's fixtures are a bit rubbish for 2 weeks. And then they're good again. So I guess for his price, it's okay to have him for them. But so Sheffield United at home this week. But then I'm not really expecting much after that because it's Wolves away and Liverpool at home. So those 2 fixtures might be a bit dodgy. Then you got Brighton, Southampton, Newcastle, Burnley, Watford, so it gets a bit better. So Mount's an okay. I think Mount's probably the most obvious. I think Maddison is another option. I think he's being quite creative and also having a few shots in the box. Maybe not as many as other players, but his big thing is creativity. He is more expensive than Mount, but fixtures are a bit ugly for Leicester. So depending on what you think of. Man United at this point in terms of defensive ability. But Maddison's got Bournemouth at home, which is good, but then United, Spurs and Liverpool in the next 4. So it kind of puts me off him a bit. Has Dendoncker really scored twice? Are you serious? Let's have a look. Oh no, I think he's just scored once. Anyway, still, one's good. What's up, Fozzie? Why still Zinchenko drop for Edison will give you my inside cover? Yeah, but this is the thing, right? FPL is all about managing your team, right? You don't have as many transfers as you want. So why would I not keep Zinchenko while he's still playing? To get Edison, I'd have to make 2 transfers to basically cover the same clean sheets I cover with Zinchenko. I think Cantwell is a good cheap option now. Whether he's going to be a long-term cheap option, you don't know. So I wouldn't like to lumber myself with a team that relies on having a 4.7 million midfielder playing all the time. Because if he suddenly becomes not an option, it gets a bit trickier to replace him, I think. My wildcard after game before, I tweeted this earlier. I have 0 plans on exactly when to wildcard. If everything goes wrong this week and I need to wildcard, I absolutely will. But yeah, basically got no plans. This will be the last weekend for Zinchenko before Mendy comes in, but that's not guaranteed. But if it is, if Pep says Mendy's ready, then I'll use a transfer to get rid of him. Maybe my hope is to not use a transfer in game week 5, but if I need to, I will. Harsha, thanks very much for that. Pookie, Salah, De Bruyne, Firmino, Aguero. Who's the best captain for this week? No Sterling. I think Aguero is the standout then. I think Aguero and Sterling are the 2 standouts. I prefer Sterling still, the midfielder, etc., etc. Don't need to go through that again. But Aguero's looking good. I'm not going to own him just because I don't have room for a premium player. But if you've got him, he has to be the captain. I think Liverpool versus Burnley is okay, and Firmino, Salah could definitely get double digits. But I think I'd much rather go for Man City at home to Brighton, basically, than Liverpool away to Burnley. I actually think if you do it on kind of underlying stats and form and stuff, I actually think Pookie is potentially a better option than Salah this week. Now, your next question will be, would you actually do that? I probably wouldn't. I don't know if I'd have the balls to do that. But if you take out the whole, surely Pookie can't keep this up, his stats, how many shots West Ham are conceding, how attacking Norwich are, he could be as good as Salah. Maybe even slightly better. But yeah, for yours, Aguero looks the best for me. Aguero scored a hat-trick at home to Brighton last year. There you go, Business Cat with the facts. Emerson is statistically the best Premier League wing-back. I would like to see him get further into the box and take shots, though. I feel like he takes a lot of long-range shots, which are always going to be much tougher to score than if you get in the box. Halep girl. Oh, good team, though. You captain Abraham for game week 4 or game week 3. Start Greenwood ahead of Barnes. No. Unless Solskjaer says he's going to start, I'm not going to play him. I could do that, but benching Barnes doesn't seem right. If I'm going to do anything to hedge my bets, I would probably play Greenwood ahead of Van Dijk. But that will kill me if he scores and Robertson gets another non-clean sheet. Aguero scored in each of his last 4 games. Yeah, Aguero's a great option this week. I got nothing against him. For my team, my structure, like I've talked about it a lot, just not someone I'm going to be bringing in. Arguably, if I could do it for free, Salah. I think thing is, I got 3 Man City players, but Salah to Aguero and getting a cheaper midfielder in could work. But Pookie's looking good. Barnes is looking good. I think we're okay for now. Is the Liverpool defence overrated? I don't think anyone's rating them right now. One other thing I need to talk about, because I forgot to do it on the last stream, do apologise, and we're getting close to September, so the new league is going to start soon. So big shout out to all the producers on the stream, everyone that has signed up for Patreon, much appreciated. If you want to check it out, if you want to sign up, link is in the description below. We'll just say, let me have a quick look here. I haven't got it on screen, so I can't show you, I'm afraid. But the league for August is basically Nick and Ian are neck and neck on 207 points, and David is just behind on 205. It's pretty close for August, to be honest. So once that league is done, this will be the last week for it because the game week starts on the 31st of August. So this will be the final week for the August league. Obviously, the money will be paid out. There's also a brickballers.com t-shirt. So if you want to sign up before September 1st, once the payment goes through in September, you can sign up to support the channel and basically get into the September league and every other league going forward. Like I said, cash prize, t-shirt from brickballers.com, and access to the Slack channel as well. So if you want to check that out, links in the description below. And just a shout out to the guys in green, Keith D and FPL Miller, who signed up, new sign-ups to the producer tier. So thanks very much. And like I say, there'll be a new league starting in September. I'll probably send the code out about September 3rd. You did mention the polls. I did mention the polls. There was 3. I said it. I mentioned it. Salah or Mane? I'm always going to pick Salah, to be honest. I don't think there's too much in it, though. Mane did really well last year. Got to 22 goals or 23. I think it was 22. Same as Aubameyang and Salah. But will he do that again? It's great that he did that. It's great that he did that without penalties. But again, that doesn't matter for us. Sorry, I think I missed the donation. I apologise. Mr. Copes. C. Captain Pookie, Salah, De Bruyne or Kane? Probably De Bruyne. I just think Man City are going to score so much in that game. Probably De Bruyne. The safe option is probably Salah. But like I said, I do feel like Pookie can outscore Salah this week. But again, to be completely honest and realistic, if I had the choice between Salah or Pookie, I had no Man City players, I'd definitely default and go Salah. I think Man City is a good team to target this week, every week, but especially when they're playing at home to Brighton. Best Liverpool defender. I mean, it looks like Trent Alexander-Arnold. I guess, is he going to get rotated? Potentially not. That's the only thing that still worries me a little bit, but, he could just keep playing every game. Attacking-wise, he's the best. For long-term, Martial, De Bruyne. My preference was De Bruyne. That's why I kind of went for him instead of Martial last week or whenever it was. Which Wolves players do you rate in FPL? I think at some point, I'm not... Right now, I'm not too sure about them. I'm not sure how they're going to keep coping with Europa League. I think Willy Bolly would do okay. Defender for 5 million. I don't think there's too many options around that price. And then Jota, but Jimenez has scored again tonight. But I think Jota will come good eventually. Did I enjoy Lucas Digne's free kick? It was amazing. Amazing. Is Lindstrom worth a start in punt against Chelsea? I mean, not for me, but I guess it depends who you're benching instead, right? Yeah, obviously Dendonker's I still think he's a good option. Cantwell's probably the better fifth mid option right now, but kind of fine with Dendonker, to be honest. Aguero, De Bruyne. I mean, I'd always put Aguero and Sterling above De Bruyne. I feel like they're more explosive, probably outscore him. Aguero maybe will be close. Sterling definitely will. But obviously there's a price difference. 4.5 million options other than Campbell. I still think Dendonker's your next best option, to be honest. Thanks very much for that, Sammy. Yeah, I'm definitely keeping Pope in. So this week's obviously tricky. Liverpool at home. Hopefully some save points there. But then it's Brighton, Norwich, Villa, Everton, Leicester. The fixtures get a bit better. They're only playing Chelsea and Man City up until game week 15 from the top 6. So it looks okay. Plus I got the wild card at some point, so I could maybe change them. But yeah, I'm perfectly happy with Pope. I mean, it's not like any of the other 4.5s are massively ahead right now. Pepe game week 4 captain. I feel like it's a little bit early maybe to captain him. especially against Spurs. I don't know if he's a shoe-in every week to start just yet. And obviously, I don't know whether it's nerves or what against Liverpool, but he had some good chances, just, I don't know, didn't really pull him off. Whether that was nerves or something, I don't know. Maybe he was just trying too hard, a lot of people said. If you wouldn't change money, don't wildcard. I feel like it does burn a hole in our pockets. Like, I'm exactly the same. You feel like when you've got it, you have to use it. Oh, got to sit up straight. I've done my back in at the gym tonight. Like an idiot. So I'm trying to sit up straight, but then I'm too tall for the camera. So I've got to slouch a bit. You feel Mane will outscore Salah? I mean, he might do. Yeah, it's impossible to say, right? You just don't know. Yes, well, in my opinion, Sterling is the best captain option this week. Would Zinchenko make your wildcard if I did it now? I'd probably wait and see what Pep says about Mendy tomorrow and then decide. I'd like to still have him though. Am I sad about Sanchez leaving? I mean, I'm sad that he didn't ever do for Man United what he once did for Arsenal. I mean, I don't want to talk too much about Man United because it's not really an FPL thing, but they are making some... I feel like they're making some awful decisions. Yeah, like some really awful... Like, they're basically paying most of Sanchez's wages and they don't have an option to buy. And Martial's injured. So why not just keep him and pay the wages? And same with Smalling. I don't think we're paying the wages for that one, but it's ridiculous. You're still paying the price for injuring your back. I hope I haven't done any permanent damage, but it is kind of the same thing I had a couple of weeks ago when I was doing squats. I need to basically just go back and just take it easier, because I've been on and off for the last month. Not been going regularly enough, not been eating properly, not been drinking properly, all that stuff. So I need to go back and just start again almost. Start a bit lighter, I think. Because I did like 132 kg deadlift. Fine. But then I went for 140 tonight. The back just went halfway up. I had to drop it. But I can still walk around and stuff, so it's not awful. Anyway, gym talk. Sorry. See you later, Edwin. Greenwood captain. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's see work on the court. That's exactly what the guy in the gym said. Let's wait and see what Solskjaer says about Greenwood before we start even thinking about playing him, let alone captaining him. Yeah, I know I'm going to have to keep answering this because not everyone's going to be watching the whole way through. Mount, we just don't know. Let's just wait. Deadlifts are too dodgy. I am getting to that point now. The thing is, I've done 150, no issue. So doing 140 and back at, and I think it's not warming up properly, just not being in the gym enough recently, and just trying to go back in where I used to be, but having not really done much for a month. So I think that's the big problem. But I am thinking about doing trap bar deadlifts instead. Just because I feel like it puts you in the position because of the way it's set up. Anyway, I want to talk about the gym. I do like talking about the gym still. I'm a bit concerned how much my starting lineup looks like yours. Considering how much of a bad start you've had. I've got 199 points. I'm in the top 100k. I'm happy with that. What's up, Tips? Maybe we'll talk about gym at the end. Well, when I'm done with FPL stuff, like after like an hour or so, officially, when I say this is it now, we'll talk about the gym then. Should do another video on gym stuff on your other channel. Yeah, I know. I really want to do stuff on my other channel, but time sucks. Maybe when I'm a full-time FPL content producer, you never know. Pass my driving test. Pass my driving test. I guess that is today. Well done, Jazza. Would I keep Jota? I think I talked about this on the video. And I feel like I've got to remember what I said so that I'm not contradicting myself. Yeah, I mean, if I look at their fixtures, Everton away, Chelsea at home, Palace away, Watford at home, Man City away, it's a bit of a mixed bag. You know, if you're still looking at maybe bringing in the likes of Pookie, I think I would probably switch Jota, yeah. I don't know if he's like absolute must get rid. But Everton away, Chelsea at home. Just played just played in Europe. I'm not sure I would be too eager on keeping him. And yeah, maybe like Fozzie says, maybe you'll just want Barnes next week instead. So you could just keep him for this week. Halep, question mark. Yeah, I mean he looked good in the last game. That's kind of what everyone's going on. But if you're gonna take a punt on him, I think now is as good a time as any, given their fixtures basically. What I will say is, which I think is quite funny, and maybe it's different. Maybe Halep is just a better option, but. Basically, the reason everyone's going for him is because he's just scored 2 goals and he's got Norwich and Villa. But look what happened when we went for Bournemouth assets because they had Sheffield United and Villa. Didn't go that well. What I would say is Norwich is a better attacking, like a better opponent to play for attacking returns than Sheffield United probably was. But still, we're kind of going for two promoted teams and hoping for the best. But he's just got 2 goals. Underlying stats were pretty decent as well from that game. So, yeah, I don't see any issue going for Halep this week. Bit of a differential as well. I think he's only owned by 4.2%. Second channel's just like Andy85 WSM, I think. But I don't know if you search it, you might find my FPL channel because that's what it used to be called. So I might have to think of something different. Should you play triple captain on Sterling this week? I mean, as always, I like triple captain in double game weeks. But if you're, if you think he's going to score kind of a brace or more, why not? Vardy captain. I mean, he's playing Bournemouth, so I think that's a good enough at home as well. So I think it's a good enough option. Yeah, if you're thinking, at the end of the day, if you think he's going to score good points, captain him. You don't have to go the same as what everyone else is going just for the sake of it. Yeah, Sané triple captain did not go well for me. Move Perez on or save 2 free transfers. I feel like the only thing that would make me more interested in keeping Perez this week in particular is because you've got the international break, but I don't know how much that should really play on our minds because there's always a chance that nothing happens over the international break. You only need 1 transfer, but it's Bournemouth at home. You could maybe just see it out and just get that last game in. I think when I originally put him in, it was kind of for 4 game weeks. I got rid of him in the end because I needed to fund De Bruyne. If I had the money, if Pookie and De Bruyne hadn't gone up in price, I'd probably still own Perez now, to be honest. So I think Bournemouth at home, I'd maybe look at keeping him, but if you wanted to get rid of him, I also wouldn't have. I can't remember what I was going to say now. Sorry. I wouldn't have any huge issues with getting rid of him this week, to us, even though it's Bournemouth. He's just not looked good at all. Am I bringing in Sanchez one more time? No, I don't think so. When's Callum Wilson going to start scoring? When he does, he's going to be a great opportunity. He's already 5 points per game. Consistent returns in first three fixtures. Did I consider King's good record versus Leicester before taking him out? I did not. I looked at the price changes and thought, I need Barnes next week. Or I want Barnes next week. I'm going to get him in. If I'm completely honest, that's what I did. I did think to myself that King wasn't necessarily a must-sell because fixtures are okay-ish coming up for Bournemouth. And as I said, King's basically got 1 goal and 2 in a blank against Man City, which I expected anyway. So he's not necessarily underperforming what I expected. I mean, of course, I would have hoped for a bit more against 2 promoted teams to start off, but 1 goal wasn't the end of the world. I Thoughts on an Arsenal forward when their fixtures turn savage? Yeah, Game Week 5, Arsenal's fixtures get pretty good. Just to remind ourselves, I think it's Game Week 5. They've got Watford away, Villa at home, Man United away again. Depends what you think about Man United's defensive abilities at that point. Bournemouth at home, Sheffield United away, Crystal Palace at home, Wolves at home. So it's pretty nice for Arsenal. Yeah, Arsenal's fixtures are already good. Well, depending on what you think about Spurs, quite possibly. For me, I just think their attackers are really awkward price points. If you've got a team structure with a premium forward, then Aubameyang looks like a good option. Him and Lacazette, is there a chance that Aubameyang gets rotated at some point? Or rested, possibly. Lacazette's already not started 2 games, so he's a worry too. And then Pepe's 9.5 million. For a similar price, you can get De Bruyne. Will Son do well? Maybe. So yeah, I'm not really looking at Arsenal attackers, but they're in the back of my mind, especially if I wildcard. There's a potential for it to happen, but I just don't see me wanting to get get rid of De Bruyne anytime soon. And so once I have him, Sterling and Salah, it's very hard to get any big Arsenal attackers. What's my weekly video schedule? It depends on the week because FPL changes. Sometimes the games finish on Monday. It's international break this week, so I've got a few video ideas for the break. But on a normal week, when the games finish on Sunday and start on Saturday, it's Sunday stream, Monday points prediction, Tuesday team selection, Wednesday preview, Thursday stream, Friday, Saturday, nada. Why do I have so much money tied up in defence when they're not doing anything? Well, I didn't realise they weren't going to do anything, basically. Now, I've got 1 clean sheet from Zinchenko, 1 attack and return from Van Dijk, 2 clean sheets and 1 attack and return from Lucas Digne. It's not the end of the world. Do I think that there's going to be no clean sheets going forward? Probably not. Well, definitely not. There's going to be clean sheets. Lucas Digne's got 3 okay fixtures to come. Robertson and Van Dijk got 2 okay fixtures. Zinchenko's got like a good set as long as he keeps his place. So potential for some returns there. One thing I've already considered, I could do Greenwood and Robertson to Halep and 4 million defender, possibly. Yeah, I would say Man City definitely look good for a clean sheet. Lucas Digne maybe, if Wolves are just not on it again after Europe. And then Liverpool, I'm not hugely confident, to be honest. If I was on wildcard, I would probably drop double Liverpool defence and just go for 1, because after Burnley, it's alright for me to hold for Burnley and Newcastle, but after that the fixtures do get tricky, so I'm not sure I'd want to be holding 2 on wildcard, to be honest. Hopefully Lucas Digne performs the same on Sunday. Goal and assist. Yeah, that free kick was so good. 6 million bargain right now. Do I think Rico will be a starter now? There's a pretty good chance that's the case now that because Daniels is injured. Obviously, we'll have to wait and see. He didn't come on against Man City, but I'm not sure that tells us a massive amount just because of the way the game was going at the time. Mount or Haller? Haller? Mount is cheaper. I'd be if I was choosing right now, I'd probably be quite tempted to go Haller for the next 2 fixtures. Because Mount's got Sheffield United, but that's probably the worst fixture to have out of all the promoted sides. Jota at Villa has looked pretty good, yeah. It seems to have taken over from Al Ghazi, I think it is, as well. So, yeah, I was quite impressed when I watched him against Everton. I think he did well in the Cup as well. Why did I take out Soyuncu? I never had him. That was a wildcard draft. I think someone asked what my wildcard would look like if I used it now. Probably not too dissimilar to what you're seeing on screen. Zinchenko maybe a Man United defender instead. Probably only 1 Liverpool defender. So I'd put that money up front or in midfield. Smalling, last I heard, was Roma. just on loan. The thing about Van Arnold is, I do think he was actually in my points prediction video this week. I do think he'll do pretty well. Obviously, he's not going to score a goal every week like he did against Man United, but the fixtures are still pretty good, at least for the next kind of 4 or 5 weeks. The 5.5 million, it feels like a lot to be paying for a Crystal Palace defender. So I do like him. I just wish he was 5, basically. 5.5 just doesn't feel right. But if you think he's going to do well, the thing is, once you bring in someone like him, you've got good kind of outs. You go to a Man United defender, potentially to an Arsenal defender at some point, like in Gameweek 5. Like what I would love is for I know they're kind of ahead of schedule, but I don't know how quick they're going to be back. Someone like Tierney, I expect him back 30th September, so he's going to be a while yet. Not until maybe game week 7. But I'd like to maybe punt on an Arsenal defender or something. I know Arsenal have been awful defensively, but something like that. Van Aanholt's a hard price. 5 million is too cheap, but 5.5 is too much. I feel like 5.5 is too much because of who else is 5.5, not necessarily because of him, if that makes sense. I mean, Holden would be a really cheap way. But I mean, is Holden even guaranteed to play now that Louise is there? Louise and Socrates. Don't know if Holden's a definite starter now. Best West Ham midfielder, if not going for Halep up front, probably Lanzini, maybe Anderson. To be honest, I feel like Anderson's probably got a bit more goal threat. And if he can replicate what he did last year, he'll be a great option again. But Lanzini has been really creative, so I think you could go for either. I think Lanzini is cheaper. That's the only thing. Oh my god! Excuse me. Hang on, what did I see then? Did I get rid of Martial? I never had Martial, to be honest. What would I do if I swapped to Liverpool defender? I mean, I'd have to switch to 3-5-2 or 3-4-3. So I'd want to get rid of Van Dijk, but I might need the money from Robertson. So I could do like Robertson and Greenwood to a 4 million defender and like a 7.4 million forward, I think. Maybe Abraham. Maybe Halep. Maybe, I don't know, I'll pay if he gets another start against Man City. That Martial transfer not going through wasn't so bad after. I know, things change so quick. The thing about the Martial injury, it might make Rashford a better option. Because you'd imagine he'll play number 9. Thoughts on Wesley? I think he's a nice price at 6 million. I don't know. I saw him in that Everton game, and I know he took his goal well. I mean, Everton's defender was pretty poor not to pick him up, I think, but he did take it well. I just want to see a bit more from him first. I'm not convinced he's going to be much of an FPL option. I could be wrong. I feel like the midfielders are going to be better value at Villa than Wesley. What about swapping David James for Martial? Well, he'd definitely save a bit more than Martial. But Daniel James, of course. I'm not sure how much I'll be putting into Man United right now, to be completely honest. I like Daniel James. I just feel like he's not quite all there in the final third just yet. But saying that, he took his goal so well against Crystal Palace. It was such a nice finish. And he has had quite a few shots in the box. Creativity, I don't think he's created a single chance yet, from what I was looking at. But he has a few shots in the box. I don't know. I'm not sure about him, to be honest. Not a guaranteed start. I think he's probably much more likely now Martial is injured, because Rashford's probably going to go up front. So Daniel James maybe on the right. And then you've got one more player for the left. You know, I suppose that James could go left. Greenwood could play right. But realistically, yeah, you don't know 100% if Daniel James is going to start. But I think it's a pretty good chance now that he carries on for a bit. Thoughts on Buendia? 10 chances created. Yeah, he has been quite creative. More so than Cantwell. Obviously, he is more expensive. 6 million on Norwich midfielder. It feels expensive when Cantwell's cheaper. And a lot of us have got Pookie as well. So I like Buendia in his own right, but when you think about the other Norwich options, not so sure then. Not looking forward to the international break, just getting into the swing of things. I love the international break these days, to be honest. Gives me a chance to chill out on the videos a little bit. Although I've got quite a few ideas for ones to do this break. So we'll see. Probably one like every other day instead of kind of for 5 days straight like I do at the moment. What's the FPL Cup? Basically, at some point they'll start the cup, and in a game week, in a particular game week, like maybe game week 8 or whatever, you'll be assigned a team to play against, basically, and then you have to beat them. Then it comes down to 2 in the end. You're going on holiday tomorrow. Very nice. Use the break for gym videos. We'll see. The thing is, like, I don't have a setup to go and record myself at the gym and stuff, so it'd just be me talking into a camera. I don't know, and I feel like a bit of a fraud talking about it at the moment, because I really have been kind of off it for the last few weeks. 50,000 is real. Yeah, it is unreal, to be honest. Thanks very much, Paul. You're right. Again, appreciate everyone that's taking the time to subscribe and etc. How do you join the cup? It just auto join you. Everyone will be entered. Don't panic. Start Jota or Greenwood. Again, unless Solskjaer says he's definitely going to play, I'd probably look at starting Jota. Jim user will get the stream flagged. True. Well, I'm not going to stream the gym. See you later, Fuzzy. It's not auto join. You have to qualify. Okay, well, it'll automatically put you in to qualify. What are my thoughts on changing your premium tackers for a block of fixtures? Shouldn't a captain, in fact, be a greater influence than it is in terms of hold and premiums? Yes, but at what point is there a fixture block where I'm not going to want to captain every one of Sterling or Salah, I guess? So, like, if I quickly look at Liverpool's fixtures, like in game week 9 to 12, they've got Man United, Spurs, and Man City, which is pretty tough. I took Salah out for a similar fixture run last year. It did not go well. 9 to 12, whereas Man City have Palace, Villa, Southampton, and obviously Liverpool as well. So, when they face each other, maybe I'll go for someone else. But ultimately, there's most weeks I'm probably going to want to play one or the other, I mean, Arsenal, yeah, like I said, have got nice fixtures coming up, but they're not, for me, they're not nice enough to not captain one of Salah or Sterling instead. So you could swap your premiums around as long as you're sure. But if you're happy to captain the ones you've got, and you don't think the ones you're bringing in are any better, then there's no need to make the transfer, I guess. Why do I have a Hearthstone mouse? I don't. And how would you see my mouse? Wait, what? You just saw that cheeky World of Warcraft hand. What are you talking about? Doesn't show up on stream, does it? Oh, I see. I see. This little thing. Oh, yeah. That's weird, isn't it? I'm logged in so I can play afterwards because, you know, stupid basically. Queues along. You can actually play at the same time. Right now, I'm shooting a ball with a bow and arrow. You can actually play at the same time as streaming. Do I have a sports bet? Yeah, sometimes. Not that often, but sometimes. Yeah, my kids changed. Anyway, I'll stop messing with that. I'm probably gonna. I might. Yeah, I might stream it. Three players injured in the game week. Shaw, Martial. Yeah, not good. Especially if you own them. That is pretty unlucky, to be honest. In the block you're looking at there, Andy, compare Salah to Kane. I know, but do I trust Kane? The thing is, it's all well and good shifting premium attackers around, but obviously when you're shifting midfielders for forwards, that's then 2 transfers plus 2 to swap back. So it's a lot. 9 to 12. Kane has Watford at home, Liverpool away. So I wouldn't want him for the Liverpool away game. Then Everton away. I mean, it's not bad. And Sheffield United at home. Sheffield United haven't been pushovers so far, but yeah, I mean that Kane block is slightly better than Sterling. But again, Salah, sorry. But again, Sterling has Palace away, Villa at home, Southampton at home, and then Liverpool away. So Sterling's fixtures are fine. So I don't captain Salah, fine. I just captain Sterling instead. One thing I will say is, looking at the fixtures, there isn't many between now and game week 11 where I would be that concerned about captaining Salah ahead of Sterling. So maybe you could spread the funds around a bit better and get rid of Salah for a bit. But I mean, it is probably a bit risky. But Brighton, definitely Sterling. Norwich away, probably Sterling. Watford at home, Sterling. Going to be captaining quite a bit, to be honest. Predict a clean sheet for this week. Oh god. Predictions. Predict a clean sheet. Chelsea versus Sheffield United. Will Chelsea get their first clean sheet? Maybe. Man City versus Brighton. I would say clean sheet. Yeah, I'm gonna say Chelsea. Chelsea are gonna get their first clean sheet this week. Right, we're going to do the polls in just a second. So if you haven't already, make sure you vote on them. Top right hand corner, click the little eye, and we'll go through them. When you're while you're doing that, make sure to give the stream a like as well. Much appreciated. And obviously subscribe if you're new around here. We are pushing for 100. No, I won't go to that. Only messing. Barnes, 0 chances created in first 3 games. I mean, he's not really much of an assister, to be honest. So not a major concern, I suppose, but potentially going forward, obviously if you've got an attacker that can chip in with a forward, that can chip in with a few assists to keep ticking along when they're not scoring, that is good. So a little bit of a concern maybe, but let's see what he does over the really easy fixtures he's got coming up, because Burnley haven't had the greatest fixture run, to be honest. You'll want to go into the international break with 2 transfers. But I'm not going into the international break with 2 transfers. I've already used one. Salah and Greenwood out for Kane, and you get to upgrade Mount, for instance. Yeah, but that's 3 transfers then. So 1 for Greenwood to Kane, 1 for Salah to the bench or to a different player. And then another transfer to upgrade Mount. I'm not really interested in upgrading Mount, to be honest. I'm completely honest. I'm not interested in getting Kane at all. I'm really not. I'll just captain Sterling instead, honestly. I don't think that one game against Newcastle should put everyone off from Kane, but I didn't really fancy him before. I still don't. He hasn't really done much to change my mind. Yeah, Mount upgrade, but then here's the thing, if you're going to want Salah back, that means that money you've spent on upgrading, that's another transfer. So however many transfers you're using to spread that money and to get the other premium attacker in, you've got to do the same to go back. So you'd have to then downgrade whoever you bring in for Mount, and then swap whichever midfielder you bought in back to Salah, and then swap Kane back to Greenwood. So it's kind of 3 out and then 3 back in again. If that makes sense. What's my FPL Cup record? I have absolutely no idea. I never look at it really. Mostly because I'm out pretty early. I've probably not lasted more than 2 or 3 game weeks, to be completely honest. Sean, first time you caught his lives. Cheers for helping me win leagues. Good stuff, Sean. Congratulations. Thanks for tuning in. They're always available afterwards, of course. And yeah, be more videos over the international break, etc., etc. Tweet me if you've got any ideas for videos as well. I have a list of stuff I want to do, but you never know. Could be able to fit in a bit more as well. Okay, let's do the polls. I'm going to refresh, as Craig David would say. Refresh. Okay. Who is your Game Week 4 captain? Obviously, Sterling's going to win this by a mile. 85% on Sterling. Wow. I didn't think it would be that far ahead. Aguero or De Bruyne are on 6%. Salah or Mane only on 4%. Pookie 2%. So not actually that far behind Salah or Mane. And someone else 1%. Robertson dropping to 6.9. He's already 6.9. He dropped this last night, basically. So he's done. What to do with Martial? 33% say hold. Obviously, wait for the press conference tomorrow. But if he's not out for long, you could hold. 38% saying just go for Mason Mount. 7% like Lanzini. Only 2% like David Silva. And 18% are just saying someone else completely. And then who's the better option going forward? Barnes or Halep? People loving Barnes. Even though he's got Liverpool next. 58%. 42% for Halep. So there you go. Barnes is much loved. Alright, let's see if there's any questions and stuff we've not talked about. Thoughts on Pogba? I mean, without penalties, kind of, which he could take the next one, of course, because Rashford missed, but I'm not sure. I feel like... do you know, it's a good question with penalties. Not that you asked the question, but I started thinking about it just that second then. Because Rashford's missed, so you'd think it would have gone to Martial next. He's injured, so who gets the next one, Pogba or Rashford? You just don't know. I think Pogba. Yeah, I'm not sure about him, to be honest. Not right now. I don't know if he's getting forward enough. He's still shooting quite a bit, but without penalties, I think it makes him a less nice option. That's really bad description. Think of the likely captain options. That means when the Mount plan could help Mo blanks, so you at least have Kane. Means you get a big gain over Mo owners. Yeah, but you do have to. Maybe I'll do it. Like, I'll consider it much closer to the time. But you also have to. You'll also have to think about the amount of transfers you're using too. Balkanak, thanks very much for that. All the way from Australia, I guess. I guess that's Australian dollars. You know, it's late, but you won my cashy last year. You helped a lot. Just want to say thanks. Thanks very much. Thanks for watching. Hopefully you'll win again this year. And hopefully, you keep tuning in. Much appreciated. With active wildcard drop Martial, I probably would, yeah. Been watching since less than 3k subs. You the man. Or woman. I don't know. Cheers, Scott. Yeah, 50k. Honestly, it's insane. Because like I've always had like a bit of a thing for YouTube. Like I've always wanted to do YouTube in some way. So when you used to see, I mean, like 50k subs these days, it's kind of like I told my son. He's like, oh, well done, because he's watching people with millions. And obviously, you know, there's crazy amount of people getting like million views as soon as they put a video out, but 50,000 is still ridiculous. Like, it doesn't, I don't know, it doesn't feel right, to be honest. I actually learnt the term imposter syndrome the other day, and I feel like that's describes me on YouTube. Apologies, that's a really annoying sound. Okay, let's see if we've got any more stuff we've not already talked loads about. Stick or twist on Vardy? I think I'd stick against Bournemouth, to be honest. I think like, obviously it would depend who you're going to bring in, but like if you were thinking about Pookie, you could still afford Pookie next week. And Pookie has Man City next week, so yeah, I think I'd keep Vardy for Bournemouth, to be honest. Doesn't help that PewDiePie hit 100 million the same week I hit 50k. I know. Perez to Mount. I do like that transfer if Mount is fit. If it's for a hit, I'd be tempted just to keep Perez for one more week and just see. The only annoying thing about that is there's always a chance you'll just then make that transfer the next week anyway. But then Mount has worse fixtures, so that hurts. So I'd be tempted to just do it this week, but maybe not if it's for a hit. Aaron, thanks very much. Team Pope and Button, Vanano, Bolly. Is this a wildcard team? Van Dijk, Lundstrom, Kelly looks pretty good. Salah. Oh, so you've gone big. Salah, Mane, Sterling, De Bruyne. I mean, basically. Oh, you're playing. What is that? 4-5-1. If that's a wildcard team, I would just be careful because you're basically very inflexible. You've got two 4.5 million forwards that are mostly not going to play. Cantwell is starting as a fifth mid as well, and then you've got to play three of that defence. Two of which are 4 million defenders. Now they're both playing right now. But yeah, I would just be a bit careful about how much money you've got in that midfield. It's kind of hurting the rest of your team, and you want to be as flexible as possible going forward. I don't know if that's a wildcard team or not, though. I assume it probably is. Shout out your patrons. I've done that, but I do appreciate the reminder because I did forget last week and I felt bad. But again, description link is in the description below if you want to check out Patreon and support the channel even more than you already do. There is going to be a new September league starting in September. T-shirt from brickballers.com and cash prize. And then access to the Slack channel as well, which has been pretty busy this week, I've noticed. When I've popped in and out of it. Mostly today, not happy about Martial, which is fair. Sterling recently quoted that he can't score a hat-trick every game. He did tweet that. I replied to it and he replied to me. He said something like, I'll try and do my best. Really love the streams. Love Raheem. Something like that. I can't remember exactly what he said. Player that will never leave my team. None of them. Maybe Sterling. Cancelo's dying. Probably not. How do transfers and international breaks work? They work exactly the same as any other. Basically, all transfer stuff are done game week to game week. So it doesn't matter if there's 2 days, 2 weeks, 2 months between game weeks. They work the same, basically. You can still only go up a maximum 0.3, etc. He did go and look at his tweets. Said he tunes in every week. He can't afford to sign up to the Patreon, unfortunately, Raheem. But whatever. You win some, you lose some. But he said he likes the stream every time. Congratulations on 50k subs. Go and check his timeline on Twitter. Abraham versus Sheffield United. Again, maybe I'm putting too much emphasis on the Wolves and Liverpool games, but after Sheffield United, it's not that easy for Chelsea. And are we 100% confident he's going to start every game? He probably will, I would say, but Giroud is still there, you know. Yeah, if you're still watching Raheem, maybe I'd say he's probably in bed because he's got training early tomorrow, but he's going to catch up tomorrow. Good luck this weekend. Hat tricks, please. Okay, I'm just talking rubbish now, so even more than usual, you might say. So I'm going to leave the stream there. If you haven't already, really would appreciate a like on the stream as always. And subscribe if you are new around here. Appreciate all the donations tonight as always. If you want to check out Patreon, link in the description below. Make sure you check out fantasyfootballscout.co.uk as well, link in the description below. Really awesome members area with loads of cool stuff that I would highly recommend checking out, especially if you like stats. They're super awesome. Talk about weightlifting. Okay, so we'll call that the end of the stream. End of the FPL stuff. So if you are watching non-live, stop now if you want to see FPL only stuff. What do you want to talk about with the gym? Come on, hit me. Hit me with the gym. How often do I use a -4 hit? Too often. Where was Super Tiger? Think of likely captain option. That's where Mo out plan could help. No, I do get you. I'm just... The thing is, I am thinking of the captaincy option, and I'm going to captain Sterling. So that's basically how it falls for me. So I don't need Kane for captain, because I'm just going to captain Sterling instead. That makes sense? Still making good progress. No, to be honest. Since I come back from holiday, I put on some weight. Fair enough, whatever. It's holiday. Happens. I've just not got back into the food. And because of that, I've not been going to the... Well, other stuff has stopped me going to the gym as much. And so that has been really annoying. And to be honest, I've struggled to get back into it. So, really need to. I think the thing is, it all ties together. Once the food is better, the training is better. Once the training is better, it makes it easier to eat the food, etc., etc., etc. And so, I get frustrated because I was doing really well, and I was really progressing all my lifts. I hit 150 deadlift with almost no issues, to be honest. Like, I don't really remember feeling anything in my back at all. Then I've come back, and I can't lift. I did go in and lift almost as much the first time, but since then, I just don't feel like I've... I don't know, it's frustrating not to be able to go back in and do the same. Although I should really be telling myself, you're out for a month, pretty much, on and off. Of course you're not going to be as strong as you were, so... Yeah. Top 3 gym tips for beginners. If you can afford or know someone that can do personal training, it is super helpful if you don't know what you're doing. Take it slow. You will progress. And make sure you eat the right stuff, because that really will help in the gym. I've got no issues with going to the gym. It's just not doing it. I know what I should do. I think you have to be mentally ready to go in the gym and lose weight and stuff, and probably not in a good mental state. Not state, but I'm not thinking the same way as I was before holiday, when it was like, I need to train, need to eat properly, I'll feel better, and all that stuff. So I will get back into it. Do I do cardio, weights, or both? Usually both. I usually do weightlifting and then do a bit of cardio at the end, like 10 or 20 minutes or so. And I try and walk. On off days, but again, I'm not going to pretend I've not been doing that recently. Do I track calories? Not really, but I kind of know what's in the stuff, so I kind of got a good idea. When I'm being really good, I'll just eat 3 times a day, no snacks. Porridge, some kind of lunch, some kind of dinner. That's it. Finish at 8, don't eat again till like 11 AM the next day. What else? To be honest, I really enjoy the gym. I really enjoy weightlifting, so that's why I want to get back onto it. Sorry if it's off topic, but jot her out for Wesley. I know FPL stuff's now off topic. Yeah, I've seen Athlete and X. Current diet is awful, but like when I'm on it, it's kind of porridge with protein powder and blueberries, and then I like maybe chicken, veg, and potatoes, something like that. Roast chicken, basically. And that's it. Yeah, sometimes I don't eat till about 11 AM, 10 or 11 AM. Did I ever take a picture of a famous soccer player? No. I have done rowing on a machine, yeah. Yeah, it is intermittent fasting, I guess. I mean, that is where I got the notion to do that from, but it's not really... I'm not actively thinking I have to do intermittent fasting. It's just like, I don't feel hungry in the mornings, don't eat. Still talking about the gym, I mean, no. I do have an Instagram account, but I don't use it enough, to be honest. I'm not really sure what to put on there. I'm too old to use Instagram. Meal prep. Yeah, prep. Yeah, I definitely need to do that. Meal prep. It's like Man City do all week. Do I think about FPL all week? I guess it's on my mind a bit, yeah. Most days. Have I tried CrossFit? No. Keto. I don't want to do stuff like keto because I want to be realistic and I'm not going to do that for the rest of my life. And I want to be able to, whatever I do to lose weight, I want to be able to do forever. Do you know what I mean? I want to be able to sustain long term. I tell you now, Instagram is not a fad like Snapchat. That is one thing I know. Instagram is insane. Like from what I've read, like engagement and stuff, Instagram is the top dog. Facebook's got more users, but Instagram has massive engagement. Should really be using it, to be honest. Least favorite gym machine / exercise. Least favorite. I mean, if we're just talking weightlifting, I don't know, to be honest. Don't really have a least favourite. At one point I was trying to do 2 20 kg kettlebells squats, sets of 10, 5 sets of 10, 45 seconds rest. That was a killer. I did do it in the end. Rather stop FPL and never go to the gym. I mean, that's a tough one, really, because there's other stuff you can do that you don't have to go to a gym. But at the same time, health is probably a bit more important. Front squats is what I went back in the other week and started doing front squats at 40 kg with kettlebells and did my back then as well. So I need to start taking it slower. Hopefully I've not done any long-term damage. Anyway, we'll leave it there. Thanks for the gym talk. I do like talking about it. But I'm not like a professional or anything, so I don't like talking about it too much because I don't really know what I'm talking about. Just opinion or whatever. Routine, exactly. That is what I need to get back into. I will. I know I will. I'm not going to let myself get back to where I was before. It was horrible. The thing is, once you start and do really well and then come back out of it, you notice everything that's different. Like, energy is so much better. You don't feel as tired. And like that's not gone yet, but it's not as good as it was. Joe Wicks yet, body coach. I definitely can't do pull-ups yet, but that'd be cool. Anyway, I'm definitely going to leave it there. Thanks very much, everyone. If you haven't already, do all the good stuff. Check the stuff in the description below. Blah blah blah. Like the stream. Good luck in Gameweek 4. I will see you on. Actually, there's no games next week, is there? I'll see you on Sunday. I'll do a stream on Sunday, even though it's international break. We'll do a stream anyway. Yeah, and I'm off. Thank you. Thank you for 50k. Much appreciated. Goodbye.